Greetings fellow gamers, and welcome to a new video showcasing 11 upcoming indie Souls-like games you probably haven't heard of, expected to release sometime in 2026 or later. Without further ado, let's dive into it.
The age of death has come.
In a realm once ruled by the gods of life, an eldritch evil has taken root, spreading death and decay across the land. But not all is lost, since an ancient prophecy speaks of a hero who will find a legendary mask that will help him fight back against the encroaching darkness. You are that hero, a once diligent scholar who comes across an artifact that allows him to steal the combat skills of his defeated enemies and add them to his arsenal of ever-expanding movesets. That's the story and gameplay premise of False Hero, a Souls-like that will have you exploring a surreal, interconnected world inhabited by all manner of horrifying creatures, including terrifying bosses that range from giant arachnids and mechanical abominations, all the way to dragons and angelic beings, with every villain boasting their own unique attack patterns that aim to make each fight against them tough but fair. Arguably the standout aspect of the game is the aforementioned ability to steal the attacks of foes you beat, which gives way to a diverse range of combos as you mix and match your acquired skills in order to tailor your battle approach to your own tastes. Said skills will also help in the solving of various puzzles, thus making them useful not only for combat but also exploration. False Hero is expected to come out sometime in 2026 and has been confirmed for PC.
You must destroy it.
Prepare to scour a dangerous land inspired by Japanese mythology in Skelemental Monk's Fury, a Souls-like game that has you playing as the Skeleton Monk, a man fatally betrayed and reborn as an elemental manipulator on a path for vengeance. Your ability to wield the elements will be of paramount importance to your success, since each attack can be infused with the various elemental forces under your control, thus resulting in dynamic combat interactions and different paths of battle skill sets. Upgrading your character happens via the equipping of different bone parts, which not only result in unique stat bonuses but also visual changes that completely alter your appearance. Combat itself is martial arts based, requiring patience, good timing and careful positioning in order to find enemy openings and take them down by unleashing powerful combos. On an added note, I love the game's cel-shaded art style. Skelemental Monk's Fury has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. I mean, Dinoblade is a game where you play as a blade-wielding dinosaur that goes up against other dinosaurs wielding demented weapons of their own, such as a T-Rex brandishing an Ankylosaurus to crash you to smithereens. Need I say more? Okay, I'll say a bit more. Transpiring in a prehistoric world on the brink of an extinction-level event, the game thrusts you into the role of a young Spinosaurus armed with a colossal greatsword as you go on a quest across this ravaged land in an effort to stop the looming threat. The setting is comprised of incredibly impressive biomes with an apex predator presiding over each one, whom you'll have to face in mortal combat in order to progress. Each enemy defeated yields experience points that allow you to level up, effectively increasing your strength by having you unlock new skills that make you deadlier in combat. Your fighting prowess will be further increased by the acquisition of new weapons, some of which are of the legendary variety, with the latter being well hidden across the world. I have to say, this one looks ridiculously fun, and it also has a demo available if you want to try it out, so have at it. Also, bonus points for the game's fantastic soundtrack, which starts strong from as early as its main menu. Dinoblade is expected to come out sometime in July of 2026 and has been confirmed for PC.
You think you're the Harbinger? You might be.
In all honesty, I don't think there are many Souls-like fans that aren't aware of Mortal Shell 2, the sequel to the somewhat divisive Mortal Shell, but its trailer was recently revealed and it looks awesome. Brandish the blade of the Harbinger, a prophesied being with the sole purpose of dethroning the false gods reigning over your land. Whereas the first game was a significantly compact experience, the sequel aims to expand upon everything that worked well in the original by offering more open-ended, adrenaline-infused combat, deep deeper weapon design with lots of upgrade options, as well as a bigger, immersive, interconnected world to explore. The battle system is largely informed by the game's shell mechanic, which will have you finding, awakening, and possessing the dormant forms of forgotten warriors, effectively unlocking their innate abilities by harnessing their unique combat approaches. Said shells will be further strengthened through the discovery of lost memories, which is a truly thematically fitting way of upgrading your character. Mortal Shell 2 looks like it's going to be a major step up from its predecessor, which I did enjoy to an extent despite its flaws, so do keep it in your sights. Mortal Shell 2 is expected to come out sometime in 2026 and has been confirmed for PC, PS5, as well as the Xbox Series X and Series S.
On the path to the silent faces.
As far as I can remember, Darkcraft is the first ever MMORPG game featured on my channel, which goes to show that there is a first time for everything. Darkcraft takes place in a grimdark fantasy world where every victory is hard-earned and danger lurks around every corner, both from monsters as well as other players. Said world lives and breathes separate of your existence in it, with events unfolding all across the land regardless of whether you're around to witness them. This persistent ecosystem is further enhanced by the influence of game masters, members of the development team who can directly intervene with gameplay by setting up unexpected ambushes, summoning world bosses, issuing unique quests, and triggering novel events, thus ensuring a significant degree of unpredictability that keeps the experience fresh. I have to admit that the Souls-like MMO could end up being wonderfully brutal, especially when it comes to player relationships, since loot is everything in games like these, which means that a meeting between two different groups with the same goal could end up being as much of an uneasy alliance as an intense fight for survival. It should also be noted that Darkcraft will adopt a free-to-play model, though whether this will transform into a pay-to-win situation remains to be seen. Darkcraft has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Forgotten Blood is what you get when you combine the Kingsfield and Dark Souls juggernauts, both of which are from software games, to no one's surprise. Step into the boots of a warrior who embarks on an arduous journey across a broken world suffering by a malady known as the Stone Plague in order to discover its dark origin. Open-ended exploration and challenging combat aside, Forgotten Blood aims to go deep with its narrative by exploring theological and philosophical themes that delve into the relationship between humans and the divine, essentially belonging to a subgenre of dark fantasy known as angel punk. The game's setting is one plagued by twisted cults and unspeakable horrors, all of whom you're going to have to face in first-person, stamina-based combat where tactical thinking will make the difference between victory and defeat. If you've been itching for a first-person Dark Souls, the game does have a demo available, so do try it out. Forgotten Blood has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC.
Even the crows refuse to feast on these bodies. This carnage reeks of something foul. Something inhuman.
You served Napoleon. You died for Napoleon. You have risen for Napoleon. You are William, a fallen soldier of the Great Army, brought back to life by a corrupting power that has twisted the Europe you once knew beyond recognition. Now fueled by the very malaise that plagues everything, you must go on a mission to uncover the conspiracy that brought the world to its knees, in the process coming face to face with historical figures in ways you've never seen them before. This is Valor Mortis, a game that presents you with a 19th century alternate history where you'll have to parry, dash, shoot, and slash your way through legions of corrupted enemies, whom you'll get to take down using visceral finishers across a variety of weapons. Exploration is also of importance here, since the setting is packed with secrets for you to uncover, which are meant to increase your chances of survival by giving you an edge over your foes. As far as the trailer goes, this looks fantastic, and will be a definite day one purchase for me. Valor Mortis is expected to come out sometime in 2026, and has been confirmed for PC, PS5, as well as the Xbox Series X and Series S.
Am I dreaming this hellish nightmare?
It's not often that you find a Souls-like game that doesn't take place in a fantasy setting, let alone one inspired by Resident Evil, but here is TERRORSTORM Ground Zero coming strong with a novel setting. Get ready to go up against an underground crime ring as a mercenary hired to save the kidnapped daughter of a government official. The problem is, said crime ring is known for chemically and surgically transforming people into horrific monsters to be auctioned off at the dark web, so your mission has FUBAR written all over it even before it begins. TERRORSTORM takes a predominantly ranged approach to combat, with you having to deal with the numerous abominations thrown at you in first-person shooter fashion, though melee will be unavoidable from time to time given the scarcity of ammunition, most of which must be scavenged by exploring the game's interconnected world. Healing is quite restricted and can only be carried out at save points, making a tactical approach to dealing with enemies paramount to your survival. I'll admit I'm fully vibing with this game's dark atmosphere and grotesque monster design, so that's another day one purchase right here. TERRORSTORM Ground Zero is expected to come out sometime in 2027 and has been confirmed for PC. I've always felt drawn to games with a twisted aesthetic, which is probably something I should have paid more attention to while growing up. Regardless, Moulder is ticking all the right boxes of wrong for me, and I'm loving it. Hack and slash your way through demented abominations as Luce, a nymph tasked with dragging a bunch of monstrous creatures to the underworld to offer as tribute to her demonic master, in the process experiencing memories of a past she doesn't remember. Moulder's visual presentation sits in that incredible intersection between the PS1 and PS2 era of gaming, managing to breathe unholy life to its rotting world in truly unsettling ways. Combat is definitely a standout aspect of the game since, aside from a variety of melee weapons you'll be able to use, your arsenal is also comprised of maggots which you can unleash upon your enemies and whose different types yield unique synergies with your aforementioned armaments. If the trailer speaks to you, you are in luck, since the game also has a demo available, so you know what to do. Moulder has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC.
You are marked initiate.
Gustav means no harm.
You're going to have to excuse me for including a title that is already released, but Kristala came out a few days ago before I got a chance to finish this video, since my newborn twins decided that they wanted to spend time with me without consulting me first. Regardless, it would be a shame for me not to give this game a shout out since it looks fantastic and the developers deserve as much success as possible given their hard work on it. Here you'll don the mantle of a feline warrior destined to uncover the source of a deadly curse threatening your world. Combat in Kristala is both hectic and tactical, with you making use of light and heavy attacks, unique weapon skills, as well as a total of 16 spells which you can have equipped at the same time, on top of your abilities to block, dodge, and deflect enemy assaults. Kristala also takes a page from the Metroidvania playbook, since your journey across its world will have you unlocking various parkour-inspired traversal abilities that will not only open up the way that you navigate its world and allow you to tackle new challenges, but also give you the opportunity to revisit past areas in order to reach previously inaccessible places. Of special note is the game's mix of environmental and cinematic storytelling, with you having to pay attention to NPC dialogue, read journals, and observe your surroundings in order to piece together the world's lore, while also being treated to incredible cutscenes that provide a more immediate understanding of the plot. I should mention that this is another title with a demo available, so do take it for a spin. Kristala came out of early access on the 23rd of April 2026, at which point it became available for PC, PS5, as well as the Xbox Series X and Series S. Before we get to our final game, it's time for the honorable mentions segment of the video, where we have two games that, while not Souls-likes, will probably cater to fans of the genre. The first one is called Diviner, which is pretty much what Dark Souls would look like if it was an isometric tactical RPG with turn-based combat. Wield the blade of a warrior who has been tasked by a being known as the Diviner with rebuilding a dead lord's body by gathering his scattered organs, which is probably the most heavy metal story premise I've heard in recent years. The game takes a page from the Diablo handbook for its isometric camera perspective, though combat couldn't be further from that series and rather goes the JRPG route. More specifically, battles here are turn-based endeavors, with you and your foes taking turns beating the living daylights out of each other like demented gentlemen. What's interesting about these fights is that each skill you use during a round is rerolled for the next one, creating a sense of both pressure and unpredictability since you know that your current abilities won't be there after use, and also have no idea what Lady Fortune will decide to grace you with next. Your gear can be upgraded at a blacksmith, with every piece also bringing some unique skills to the table, especially your weapons, which boast unique passive abilities that can completely change gameplay. Diviner is another game on this list with a demo available for those interested. Diviner is expected to come out sometime during the second quarter of 2027 and has been confirmed for PC. Our second honorable mention is TSAREVNA: Age of Tales, the self-proclaimed first ballet slasher, which is definitely an attention-grabbing statement. This is what Devil May Cry would look like if Dante was a ballerina that could manifest deadly blades with the help of magic. Combat is rhythm-based and combo-driven, with you being capable of chaining attacks together like a brutal dancer of death as you slash your way through legions of enemies with the help of Bayun, your massive cat companion who will rip and tear at your foes in tag-team fashion. On an added note, the game is largely inspired by Slavic myths and folklore, so you can expect to traverse a variety of legendary areas such as the island of Buyan, as well as fight fabled creatures like ghouls and sirens among others. The game looks solid as far as the trailer goes, and I do like the inclusion of the Devil May Cry combat ranking at the end of each fight, so I'm keeping this on my radar. TSAREVNA: Age of Tales is expected to come out sometime in 2027 and has been confirmed for PC.
Listen, my child.
Coming back to our Soulslike list, our final game is Codex Lost 2, the sequel to the ridiculously underrated and criminally overlooked Codex Lost, a game that I absolutely adore. Whereas the first title was mage-oriented and mainly featured long-ranged mana-based combat, the sequel seems to be embracing both long and close-ranged modes of attack while maintaining your nature as a spellcaster, thus resulting in ranged-based classes like that of the Spellslinger or the bulkier Battle Mage as a close-range combatant. If this one draws any inspiration from its predecessor, you should prepare yourself for a sprawling range of spells to unlock, divided into a variety of schools, all of which can be of immense help if you decide to experiment with them. You should also expect one of the most intricately interconnected maps you'll ever explore, though again, this is just speculation based on my experience with the first title, which was an insane achievement for a solo developer. I highly recommend keeping an eye on this one, and also urge you to have a look at the first game, since it might become your next favorite Souls-like. Codex Lost 2 is expected to come to early access sometime in 2026 for PC, and upon full release will also become available for PS5, Nintendo Switch 2, as well as the Xbox Series X and Series S. What did you think of these games? Did you already know about them? Are you planning to try any of them out? Let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'd also appreciate it if you could like, share and hype it, since it helps with its visibility. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you wish to find more new games, I have a ton more videos in this series on my channel, so go watch those as well. On a last note, if you got any sort of value out of this video, please consider buying me a coffee at my coffee page, the link for which you can find in the video description. Until next time, Soulsborne Seeker out.